Welcome back to the Red Pride Thundercast. My name is Nick Thunder Green, and today we will be talking about the Mid-State Week 8, and then we will be looking ahead to Week 9 and the Sectional Week updates. As now let's get to it. The Mid-State Week 8, we will be starting with the Plainfield Quakers at the Whiteland Warriors. There's nothing much to say except it was cold, chilly, freezing. Let's start off with the Quakers defense. The Quakers defense, they had trouble holding the run, but they got to it. But they ended up losing 22-8. They ended up losing 22-8. There was really nothing much there. But key players that were injured in that one: Jacob Lackey, bad ankle sprain, and then for concussion, Aiden Crouch and Alex Holsclaw. And that Holsclaw and Crouch will be back for the sectional game. And then Eli Flowers. I think it was something to do with his lung after getting kicked. And now let's go to now the next game. It was a crazy game in Martinsville, indeed. The Martinsville Artesians played at home against the Mooresville Pioneers, as it was a great day. As the first touchdown, as it was a turnover on downs, Mooresville got it back, and then Mooresville scores first. And Hogan Denny 4-yard rushing touchdown, but then they missed the PAT. Kickoff to Martinsville, of course, and now it was 6-0 after the first quarter. But then passing touchdown, AJ Reynolds 5-yard pass completed to Jace LaFerry for a touchdown. It was 6-6. Missed point after, game tied, and then later that quarter, it was a 26-point second quarter, and Artesian fans thought that they would be able to get away, but they didn't. 21 points scored by Mooresville in the third quarter, and then 8 in the fourth. And the final score was Martinsville 38, Mooresville 35. A great game right there. And now we have Perry Meridian and Decatur Central, just like Plainfield and Whiteland. There's really nothing much to say about that, except it was actually really close. I'm actually shocked it was this close. But Decatur wins at home against the Perry Meridian Falcons 14-7. Yeah. And then Greenwood at Franklin. Greenwood, they lost to Plainfield 46-20 when they played each other. And in this game, they didn't score until the fourth quarter. Franklin puts up 35 points, but not after Greenwood puts up 21 points. Franklin wins 35-21, and that is the Mid-State Week 8 recap. And now let's look ahead to week number 9. Before we go to week number 9, look ahead, let's talk about the sectional pairings from October 8th. I'm just going to talk about... Actually, no, we'll just skip that. Let's talk about the Mid-State standings after week 8. Yeah, after week 8, Martinsville takes the lead in the Mid-State standings. The Mid-State standings looks like this now. Martinsville at 4-2, Plainfield 4-2, Decatur 4-2, and Franklin 4-2. And then it's Whiteland, Mooresville, Greenwood, and Perry Meridian. That is the mid-state standings. And now let's take a look at the class of 5A top 10 standings. And I'm not kidding when I say this. I'm actually kind of shocked that this is actually the standings. We have a new number 1 and number 2 in the top 10. It is Bloomington North, undefeated Bloomington North at the top of the list. And then we have Bloomington South. They're in second. And then Fort Wayne Snyder, third. Valparaiso, fourth. The Plainfield Quakers in fifth. Sixth is Decatur Central. Seventh is Mishawaka. Eighth, Maryville. Ninth, Harrison Lafayette. 10th, Evansville North. That is the standings. Whiteland is in 16th. They're not that bad. McCutcheon, they're 5-3. They're in 17th. Decatur, you better watch out. Big matchups around the class of 5A for this week. Bloomington North. The Bloomington North Cougars has to play Southport this week. I don't know how that's going to work. Southport is a bad team. This should be an easy win for Bloomington North, indeed. And then, that is for sure probably going to be an easy win for Bloomington North. And then another huge game. Let's talk about it. This game will also go into senior night as well. It's the Plainfield Quakers and the Martinsville Artesians. Senior night for the Plainfield Quakers, but something else. It is a mid-state conference championship game. The top two in mid-state going at it. And that will do it for the Week 9 look-ahead. Hang on. Actually, first let me talk about the seniors. There are a few seniors on the Plainfield football team that will be really missed. Hunter Newell will be missed. Carter Ferguson, Isaiah Miller, Caden Van Bush. Caden Van Bush is a literal legend. He cannot be stopped. And then Marcos Rivera, he's an excellent wide receiver. We're gonna miss him. And then let's talk about the defense. Let's talk about the defense right now. Landon Drennan, everyone's gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him. And then there's Will Freeman as well. And Aiden Crouch. There's a lot of seniors that will be missed. And then the sectional week. Now, it's a sectional week. Now, we are getting closer and closer to sectional week. And the class of 5A, the sectional 13 and 14, they did not change at all. It's the same thing. Plainfield, though, I don't think can host a championship game. That's my thing. And then, so Plainfield will be traveling back to Harrison for sectionals. And then a huge sectional pairing. I can't wait to see how it turns out. The Bloomington South Panthers going up against the Bloomington North Cougars. The Battle of Bloomington. Bloomington North won by 1 point in the regular season against Bloomington South. That's going to be a great game. So for that game, I'm going to say that Bloomington South's going to pull out an upset and win 25-23. They're going to win by 2. Bloomington South wins 25-23. That's my prediction. And then something good for the class of 5A. They get a bye week. Why? Because there's there's less teams in the class of 5A. There's one sectional where one team has to have 2 bye weeks, and that's Anderson sectional. So what an episode, and I can't wait to see how week 9 goes, as next week the class of 5A has their bye week. And once again, this is Nick Green for the Red Pride Thundercast, signing off. And remember, let's go Quakers!